All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Hurley Investments Trade Finds and Adjustments for Friday, the 29th of May. We had to push everything a week this time through with the holiday. The narrative has changed from Wednesday when we talked about what we saw. If I could ask you a question, today is Friday. It is also the last day of the month. What a wild move we have on our S&P 500 today. Looks like it went up to a pivot point, an R1 pivot point at 3,095. We do seem to be holding the 200-day, but we have a bit of a battle happening today on the S&P 500. If you look at it on more of a intraday movement, it's where we closed yesterday, opened up today. We're pretty much sideways. We went down to test the 200, bounced back up, down 0.38 of 1%. So almost down 0.4 of 1%. We were down worse than that. We were at one point in time down the 308, so 10 points lower. We were down about 0.74, 79, I believe, at one point I saw. So what's changed? What's changed the narrative today? There you go. Of course, right? Last day of the month for funds to take profits on stock. Bingo, right? It's just profit taking. Little bit of profit taking. Profit taking. It usually always happens the last day. Now, I think what happens is the way that they run my management fees, they usually sell off the last day of the month as people are clearing their books. What happens on Monday? What happens on Monday when we begin a new month? There you go. Exactly. The new month, right? On the first day of a new month, money flows into funds, profits clear up money for new purchases. Of course. It's like, hey, what can we find now to get into? What do we have an opportunity now to go into? So I'm trying to do the best I can to hold back. And as I told you on Wednesday, I'm looking to make some purchases that last half hour or to do the leap trade on Bank of America. Again, that last half hour when we'll probably have a bit of a sell-off as funds rebalance, right? I should put in there rebalancing. What else? So we have something different today, something a little different. What other big news is here on Friday? Powell speaking, right? I think Powell already has spoken. It's along those same lines. There we go. Perfect, right? Trump to talk, maybe enforce new tariffs. But plain and simple, yes. Plain and simple, we're looking at China because of Hong Kong, right? The headline, Trump's China's press conference, which I would assume would happen after the markets closed, could mark the end of his cautious approach to Beijing. Interesting to see what's going to happen, right? I'm still a fan of our Bank of America long calls. In fact, I mistakenly, as I was doing this, had them on. So what I paid $3 for is now worth $2.31. Plain and simple, I guess subconsciously I wanted to get more of this position. If I was going to work on these ones today, I would still be a buyer. I'd just be a buyer down around 230. You literally will come in about 25% less than what I paid for mine. Now we're going all the way to January 22. So by listening on Wednesday and saying, hey, get in on Friday, get in the last hour, that we'd probably be going down in our pricing. What a neat opportunity that we have to get in at literally 70 cents less than what we were looking at on Wednesday. Again, the question comes in, Kevin, how did you know? Well, I didn't know. I mean, let's face it. In real life, I didn't know. But the probabilities are usually the last day of a month, you're going to get some type of profit taking coming from the funds. And in all honesty, Bank of America has had a heck of a run. If you look at Bank of America, it's one that's run from 20 up to 25, a 25% run in the month of May. May have started May up at 22, 23-ish, up to 26. It's had a run. It's had a run. I like that we're forming a doji today, which means the yesterday's downward trend might reverse. No guarantee, but welcome to using the probabilities and the expectations that, hey, we have some time where we don't have to rush a trade. And really, if the one thing I can take from today, anytime you feel that, hey, I've got to put a trade on, hey, I'm expecting a trade every week, those are your greatest or your biggest red flags that that's something you probably don't want to be involved with. If you see an advisory that tells you, hey, a trade comes to you every week, they don't have your best interest in mind. They're just picking crap to go throw out to you because that's what people see. By being willing to hold off and play the probabilities, we can get into the trade for at least 70 cents less than what we were looking at the $3 on Wednesday that you would have gotten filled early Thursday morning. Well, Kevin, you placed a trade. I did. It was an accident. I didn't mean to have the trade on. I put it on for you guys at night. Triggered in the morning. So yes, I'm going to pay 70 cents more for my first 5 contracts than you guys will. But I have all the way out till, I've got till January 2022. Looking at the big picture for it to get back up to 35, having money to dollar cost average, I'm not freaking out. I've got a bigger picture mentality because it's a leap, and I want to give myself time to hit that August to January run up that usually happens in that 30 to 35% range. That's what I'm looking to do. Pretty interesting to see how things are going to end up, because in all honesty, I don't know how they're going to end up. But I still believe this is the trade you'd want to do the last hour of today, just like we spoke on Wednesday. And hopefully you held off so that you could get it in at a cheaper price. Today, for some of the clientele, Keeve and I will be getting this trade into your accounts to try to make a run up through June. Very interesting to see. We're going to be excited to be in this trade. But now is the opportunity to get in at $350 less than you would have gotten in on Monday if you had just been patient and held on. Now, 2 questions came in. Kevin, what could China do to hurt this trade? Well, China's going to do what they're going to do. And what they could do is they could really be a bit picky and make it harder for Hong Kong, which is supposed to maintain freedom and independence for the next 50 years, which is what they agreed to. You might see that change. You might see that thought process or that idea turn. If it does, that's life. Plain simple. It's going to be the U.S. involving sanctions. There's an article out the other day that it's really Cisco, Qualcomm, Boeing, and Apple that could get the most hurt. Someone once asked, well, Kevin, shouldn't we be protecting those? And some of them we have. But the key to understand this is if you had waited and played the probabilities of the last day of the month, funds rebalancing, you'd be into this trade instead of $3 a share, you'd be in at $2.30. And the point to bring across, be patient. Be patient right now. There's no reason to rush anything. If you wanted to wait till Monday to see if you got the bounce back on Bank of America, you could do it. Again, if you want to get in, I want to be in 20, 30 contracts. I'll get another 5 in today, and I can wait a little bit. Good position to be in. So hopefully that answers your question. Any other questions that you guys have? All right, well, this will be a rather quick one. Rich, I see you just got in here. I'm going to try to get this posted here within the next hour. But plain and simple, leap long calls on Bank of America. As I said on Wednesday, wait till the last hour today to get in. Instead of spending $1,500 for 10 contracts, you could be in at 1,150. And I'm glad we waited. Glad we showed some patience. Guys, have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to seeing you next Monday. There's a chance I might be in California next Monday. So I'll be transmitting from a new site. It'll be kind of interesting. Be safe this weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye-bye, everyone.